The Sledgehammer, the 4-move sequence for the 3x3 Rubik's Cube, is far more powerful than you might think. So in this video, I'm going to show you beginner to advanced F2L cases that I see beginner cubers solve with their RU, R', U', and that can be solved with the Sledgehammer with an easier solution. So let's start off with this case where you have the edge inserted in the front of where it needs to go, and the corner is in the front with Y facing top, and it's one move away to being a flipped pair. Instead of taking this edge out with a sexy move like this to set up this not very good F2L case because you need to rotate, you can instead do a Sledgehammer from this angle to set up into a 3-move insert. So R', F, R, F', which sets a 3-move back insert. So R', U', R. Next up, let's talk about this case where the pieces are already connected but in an incorrect way, and the two of the same color are facing the top and the white sticker is facing the left. From this angle, what you can do is a Sledgehammer, so R', F, R, F', then U, and then it sets up a 3-move insert, so RU, R' again. Next up, we have this case, which I already talked about in my last video, where the pair is connected but flipped above the slot where it needs to go. So the corner does not necessarily need to be above the edge, but just so you know what the trigger is, and you don't need to take the edge out again. You just need to move the corner away, and from this angle do a Sledgehammer, so R', F, R, F', which sets up a 3-move insert of the pair. Following that, we have the case from the beginner's method where the corner is slowly inserted in the slot where it needs to go, but the corresponding edge is in the top, and these two colors match. So this is the case from the beginner's method where you would usually rotate and then match them up like this, then rotate again and then insert. But using the Sledgehammer, you can avoid the double rotation by doing it from this angle. So R', F, R, F', which sets up again a 3-move insert, so RU, R'. Final intermediate case I have is where the corner is already inserted in the correct slot but flipped, and the corresponding edge is in the top layer. And this case can usually be solved by rotating and then doing a double back insert like this. But in some occasions it might cancel out, or if you want to just avoid rotations from this angle, you can do a Sledgehammer, so R', F, R, F', which leaves you with a pair that you can insert using an anti-sexy move, so U, R, U', R', like this. Now to the more advanced cases, we're going to look at multiple F2L pairs at once, but you can ignore one of them and just keep in mind that this slot must be free in order for this to work. So for example, for this case, you can do a Sledgehammer insert, which inserts this pair, but also simultaneously it solves a free pair that you can insert into the back. So Sledgehammer, R', F, R, F', and then you have this free pair that you can insert into the back however you like. You could either use F white moves, or what I prefer is R white', U, R, U, M. It basically works the same way for this F2L case, where the edge is in the same position that it was before, but the corner is also in the same position but flipped, and the pair that's in the front can be solved with a hedge slammer, so F, R', F', R, which sets up this pair that you can again insert the way you like. You can even rotate. And also two very similar cases where the pair also needs to be inserted into the front, and the edge is now in this position, and you need to ruin this pair in order to solve it into the back like this. But if you insert it with a Sledgehammer, then this pair also gets connected right here that you can insert with R', U to R. So Sledgehammer, R', F, R, F', which sets up the pair R', U to R. And like with the other cases, there's also a version of this one where the edge is in the same place, but the corner is flipped and the pair needs to be inserted with a hedge slammer. So what you can do is insert it with a hedge slammer, which leaves you again with the free pair that you can insert with R', U to R. So F, R', F', you can cancel into it, U to R. That is about it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, please consider subscribing and comment if you learned something new. And if you did, maybe consider checking this video out, where I covered commutators. They allow you to solve even more difficult F2L cases easily. But yeah, keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.